And I still, there's times, food combining, like I know it. Like if there's some problems internally, I'll know it's because of certain foods that I ate. But I think now I'm almost more sensitive to the vibration of the food, the vibration that was put into the food, as opposed to the combinations of the food. So.
Do you miss cooked food?
Not at all. It doesn't seem appealing to me. There's nothing that I really miss. There was one time when I hung out with some people, there were some devout Krishnas, and they made some wonderful, wonderful Indian food, and you could tell there was a lot of love in it. And that was only one time in the past 2 years where something looked really good to me, just because I could see the radiance of the love that they put into that food. But I knew that I really didn't need it, and I just had some inhalation of it, and that's all I needed. A couple whiffs and I was full from it, so I didn't even need to eat it. But definitely key to, gotta have the love in the food. Otherwise, raw food, it could be the healthiest raw living ingredients ever. If there's no love in that food, you'll probably get a stomachache or indigestion. So definitely try to put as much love into my food as the universe can offer me. So that's also, if you're still into cooked food and you thoroughly enjoy cooking your food, just put love into it.
Do you feel like there are any nutrients that you're missing, or any things that cooked foods provided that you're missing on a raw food diet? No.
Because as I said, there's 85% of the nutrient value is destroyed through the cooking process. Everything's altered. It's basically, I get everything I would ever need. I probably have way too much, way too many minerals in the day. I could be over mineralized. Yeah, again, I take the Vitamin Mineral Green Superfood Complex, or also known as Nature's First Food, whichever company you choose to get it from. And that contains every single mineral that there is. Every mineral it's loaded with everything. It's packed with wild foods. That product kind of sums up every deficiency that's possible. B12 deficiencies, any deficiency that you could encounter on a vegetarian or a raw food diet is solved by this product. Because the thing, like with the B12, people, to take a B12 supplement is kind of silly. It's kind of a waste of money, because the thing with the B12 is the majority of it is produced in the friendly bacteria, in the flora, in the gut. And if you don't have a certain level of friendly bacteria or flora, then there's not really a chance for B12. So it is true when someone says, if you're supplementing spirulina to get B12, it might not work. Yeah, it might not if you don't have any friendly flora in your system, but that's why the Vitamin Mineral Green is so awesome, because it contains the most comprehensive probiotic mixture that there is. So you're getting like all the highest B vitamin rich foods with the probiotic mixture, not to mention a digestive enzyme blend mixed in, all wild superfoods. So the B12 question is solved with this product. And also a little bit about calcium, and I deal with supplements all day at my part-time job, and I notice a lot of people come in, they want to take a synthetic calcium pill or synthetic vitamin or this and that. Number one, calcium usually comes from magnesium and silica. Silica is more crucial than calcium. These minerals are transmutated in the body into calcium, and the transmutation only occurs if there is an optimal level of friendly bacteria and the liver is functioning at an optimal level also. So those are the two things to really focus on if you want to absorb any minerals. Is, you have to keep in mind, one, that the transmutation process, and two, how's your liver and how's your friendly bacteria in your system, because if those things aren't up to par, then you won't be absorbing anything. So it's just, there's so many different levels, and when you get into minerals and absorption and nutrients, it gets deep. Definitely. So the more education you have on the topic, the better you'll be able to obtain health. So, and with synthetic vitamins, if they're not in a food base, you're not going to utilize them. Granted, yeah, the body doesn't know calcium from food or from a pill. It knows calcium, but if it's not from a food source, it's totally synthetic. The liver won't know what to do with it. The pancreas won't know what to, be a shock to it. So you should be able to get all your vitamins from your food, period. So, and most of your minerals. So a little bit about the issue of supplementation. There's a lot of conflicting views on it within the movement. Some people are 100% against it. Other people feel that it's necessary. Again, I think it all goes back to the bio-individuality of each person, and depending on what the health challenges are of that individual, whatever areas are compromised. I think one thing to keep in mind is like a superfood complex I wouldn't consider that a supplement by any means. I consider that to be a whole food, it just happens to be in a bottle. I would consider that not to be a supplement, even like a spirulina or anything. I don't consider that a supplement. That's an algae. That's a food. It just happens, to be in a jar. In terms of supplementation, you may need certain things depending, especially again, back to the surroundings that you're in, the city. You might need additional things on top of your diet. Not to mention, if you're buying all your food from the grocery store, it's not going to be the same as if you grew it yourself. The mineral content, the vitamin content, it's not going to be the same. The nutrient value is going to be far more depleted than as if you just picked it or you grew it. It's not the same in the grocery store. You're going to be deficient in certain things. So it's definitely important to keep that in mind. I mean, people, top people in the movement, David Wolf says he takes vitamin C, a high quality vitamin C every day. It's not so far out to supplement with certain things. Granted, you want to get to the point where you don't need to take anything but your food, and ideally wild food. However, we're all in varied states of compromised health or intoxication, you could say, and different people need a little extra different times. Someone who has multiple sclerosis and wants to heal it, I'm not going to tell them to go eat a bunch of avocados, because that's not going to do the trick. So you definitely, being like a nutritional consultant, I have to look at the different symptoms of the person, figure out exactly what's going to work, what steps they can take to get to that place of optimal health, and how far they're willing to go. So supplementation is needed with some people. So it's just kind of, I think in an ideal world we wouldn't need them. So we're working on it. We're getting there.
Because we're all human beings, we're all having essentially the same kind of makeup, DNA, chemically, we all function the same physically. Is the raw food diet the correct diet for everybody to strive for and to attain? Is that what we want? Is that best for the human population?
I believe that, yeah, and if humans are in a natural state or perfect alignment with nature and their elements, that would be the diet that would be in accordance with that. Absolutely. Again, like a 90% raw diet is going to be a good diet. It's good. But then it's the question of, do you want to be 90% something or 100% something? It's your choice. It's definitely like a success. Consciousness is what is needed to fully go all the way with it. But it's just, you just have to enjoy your process with the whole thing. And yeah, probably I could go out on a limb and say that it's probably the most effective diet. It's definitely, I can definitely firmly say it's the most healing, cleansing diet that there is. And it's going to be the most nutritive diet that there is. If it's for you or not, that's entirely your decision.